Hey guys, and this is my personal opinion and quick review of my stay at the Radio Hotel that's located in Washington Heights. And if you are a Broadway nerd like me, then you know In the Heights was produced by Lin-Manuel Miranda, also the creator of Hamilton. 96,000 will forever be one of my favorite Broadway songs. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons, and for me, there definitely were more cons than pros. So let's get into it. So the first pro was security. I never once felt unsafe. They had actual security that they could call if they had an issue, but then just getting on the elevator, you had to scan your key card just to go up to the floors. And that was nice. Gym access, you had to scan your key card. So I love that. No one could just get on the elevator and just come up to your rooms unless they had an actual active room card. The second pro would be the aesthetics. As you can see from the videos and from the pictures, it's very aesthetically eye-pleasing. So if you're someone that loves a good photo op, you can get that. I think the elevators were done by local artists. I loved it. It definitely was different from when I'm used to staying, but it wasn't in a bad way. I loved the design of the rooms. I had just like a one bedroom. I love that you could pull up the blind and just sit in the windowsill and get that authentic New York vibe. And there's a Dominican restaurant right across from the lobby. All kinds of food there. So if you, and by there I mean the area. So if you love Mexican, El Salvadorian, Dominican, Colombian, you have all the picks right there at your command. Also the gym. Gym 24-hour access. Every time I went, I usually was the only person there. I had it to myself. It has all the basics that you would need for a hotel gym. I wasn't mad. And I was able to get in good workouts. And that's where the pros stop for me. Now let's get into the cons. So a con for me would be housekeeping. Obviously, housekeeping is working during the day and they're going to be loud, but housekeeping here was very, very, very extremely loud. And by that I mean it was like they were always yelling and screaming down the hallway. They would have their music playing, so sometimes it was hard to have peace, especially if you were trying to nap during the day, because your girl always takes nap. Room. I loved the aesthetic of my room, but I had just a little bit of table, and that was like where I was supposed to eat my meals, and I had this little cooler that I could literally fit 2 drinks in, and that was it. I was not a fan. And even then, it barely kept them cold. It more so kept them cool than anything else. Another con was the neighborhood. Other than food, there wasn't nothing there. You'd have to take the train into the city, and there was no parking, so I didn't have my car. And Uber is very expensive. But I would have to say, for me personally, the biggest con of the whole experience where there were no fridges and no microwaves, not only in the rooms, on the floors, or in the whole hotel, which is crazy to me because there's literally a mini cafe on the first floor where they serve like cappuccinos, hot chocolates, and croissants, and you can't, and pastries, and you can't even heat them up because there's no microwaves. It's 2026. Why are we not having fridges, even mini fridges or microwaves in rooms? And as someone that personally makes all her foods and tries to be very health conscious, it was very hard for me because I was having to DoorDash. DoorDash is expensive, but even more expensive in New York because of the fees and the taxes. And then on top of that, I had to eat everything right then and there. I couldn't save anything for leftovers because I had nowhere to not only put it, but then no way to heat it up. So that for me was the biggest turnoff. So would I stay here again? No. But I would recommend it for people who just want a quick getaway, people that are in town for business for a couple days and that plan on not being in a hotel other than asleep, then I think it would be good for you. But in terms of me, as someone that likes to travel and stay for multiple days, it's just not worth it. And before anyone comes from me and say, well, why would you stay there? Didn't you know this beforehand? No, I didn't, because my work paid for it. I went to the city for work and they paid for my hotel They paid for everything, so I didn't have to worry about it. And I'm never going to say no to anything free. But that's my honest review, my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to try to do more long form and short form vlogs along with shorts, because I saw you guys really like my travel shorts. I already have my first trip out the country booked, and I hope you guys like it. So please enjoy the rest of my little mini vlog.